Hi, my name's Aaron Curry, and today I'm going to be showing you the safest way to build a property portfolio in 2021. The simple system I'm going to show you how to use has been battle tested through the financial crisis of 2008, 2009. It's been battle tested for the last 2 decades, and I use it today to buy 40 plus houses a month. We'll buy 400 to 500 houses over the next year for our clients at the Insight Group. So I know it will make your investing safe and highly profitable in today's market. Today's video is the second in a 4-part series that shows you how to make 2021 the year that you build a financial fortress that protects you and your family for generations to come. Now, in the first video, if you didn't watch it, I showed you how to create what I call a 1-3-5 plan to achieve your 2021 property goals. A 1-3-5 plan turns your dreams into a target that you can see. You know that you can't hit a target that you can't see, which is why it's critical to have a crystal clear picture of what you want to achieve, a crystal clear picture that puts a smile on your face every time you look at it and motivates you to take action. But critically, a 1-3-5 plan is much more powerful than just writing down your goals and creating a picture of what you want to achieve. Why is it? Because it puts a plan in place as well, a plan to achieve your goals and some specific actions you need to take. In other words, it gives you a blueprint. Imagine you had a blueprint for the year ahead, and you knew if you just followed that blueprint, you'd achieve your financial freedom goals, you'd achieve your property goals. Would that be a cool blueprint to have? Absolutely. So before we dive into what I call my safe, secure portfolio plan, what I'd recommend you do if you haven't done it is go watch video 1 in the series. Go watch video 1, make sure you've watched it somewhere. There's a link around here. Pause this video, go watch that, then come back right here. Now we're going to dive in and I'm going to be teaching you about the safe, secure portfolio plan in this video. Before we do that, just let me explain why the video quality is not perhaps what I'd like it to be. Unfortunately, me and my family are self-isolating right now. We've been in contact with someone who had COVID and tested positive. So luckily, they're doing absolutely fine. We're doing absolutely great. We've had a test. We're not positive, so everything's good with us. But it means we have to self-isolate. So I can't work with my videographer like I planned to. So it's me, my webcam, and my laptop. So if the information to you is more important than the video quality, then you'll love what I'm going to share with you in this video series. You see, I'm going to be sharing with you and showing you the safest way to build a property portfolio at the most profitable time in over a decade. But it's only the most profitable time for savvy, in-the-know investors who know how to buy houses that quadruple your profits because they rent like hotcakes and you can grab hold of an overlooked property trend. This video series is going to catapult you forward to that exclusive group of property investors that know how to safely buy property in the most profitable time in over a decade, that know how to buy houses that are 4 times more profitable because they profit from cash flow and 3 other ways as well. And that know-how to build a portfolio with other people's time, other people's money, and other people's experience. What difference do you think it will make in your life? What difference do you think it will make for you in 2021 if you knew how to safely and confidently go out and buy houses with the biggest discount since 2009? Houses that save you £15,000 or £20,000 or more on your next purchase. What difference do you think it would make if you could buy houses that put 4 times more money in your pocket? What difference do you think it would make if you could buy houses that get better results faster with less of your time? We all want all 3 of those, don't we? That's exactly what my safe, secure portfolio plan will enable you to do. In fact, it'll give you the confidence to follow Warren Buffett's prized advice. Be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. Be fearful when others are greedy, but be greedy when others are fearful. After all, there's a lot of fear and uncertainty about the future right now, isn't there? So now's the time to be greedy. You know, we've got Brexit going on, okay? At the time of recording this, they still haven't made a decision. I'm recording this at the end of December. But whatever that decision is, however that plays out, no deal, wherever that's played out at the time of you hearing this video, guess what? Loads of uncertainty, loads of stuff to work through, loads of stuff to sort out. You know, will the Oxford vaccine be effective and allow our lives to return to normal? Will the Chancellor extend the stamp duty freeze or leave it the same? Will the Chancellor extend furlough again or leave it where it is? You know, what's going to go on with that? Will they extend mortgage holidays for people and help people with that? Is the economy going to tank? Is it going to stay okay? Is my company going to be okay or not? My company's going to be okay, but you know, it's not, it's yours. And what will that uncertainty do to house prices? What will it do? What will it do in people's brains? Will I have a job? Won't I have a job? There's one thing economists can agree on. A no-deal Brexit will be bad for the economy. They also agree on that a deal Brexit will be bad for the economy. So what do you think will happen to house prices if we have crashed out of Europe? What do you think is going to happen to house prices if we've stayed linked to Europe but still come out of Europe? What do you think is going to happen to house prices if the stamp duty freeze is not extended? Because it takes 2 or 3 months to buy a house. So, you know, once you get through January, you're in a point where there's no stamp duty freeze causing any benefit. I agree with what you think. I also think house prices will fall. My team at the Insight Group are already seeing house prices fall with off-market deals. I'm recording this in December. We've been seeing this in November and December. Off-market deals are houses that are not listed or no longer listed for sale with estate agents. Okay, they're people that need to sell for speed and certainty, and we've seen those prices falling. If the stamp duty freeze is not extended, I think we'll see house prices fall in estate agents' windows in January and February. As buyers know that they can't complete in time to take advantage of the tax incentive. So be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy. But only if you know how to buy the right house in the right area at the right price. Then you can be greedy. You don't want to be greedy and eat the wrong stuff. Give yourself bellyache or bellyache for the rest of your life. But you do want to know how to eat the right stuff and then be really greedy when others are fearful. My Safe Secure Portfolio Plan allows you to be greedy when others are fearful, because you'll buy the right houses in the right area at the right time, at the right price. My Safe Secure Portfolio Plan has kept my property investing profitable for the last 20 years. But it wasn't that way at the start of my property journey. You see, I started my property journey after reading just one book. You may have heard me tell this story, just one book. The book was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And if you read it, you'll know it's not a how-to book. It's a high-level concept book about creating wealth. So my first 10 houses were a disaster, because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know the detail. I was losing hundreds, thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of pounds. I knew I couldn't continue like this. So I learned from my mistakes, and critically, I learned from other successful investors. And once I'd done that, once I got myself to financial freedom from the next 7 houses, and my business partner too, to financial freedom from those next 7 houses, I eventually went on to build a successful portfolio building business, a successful portfolio for myself. And then it became about someone challenging me, saying, hey, you want to go out and educate some people as well. And you may have heard me say this. I went out and I interviewed 50 people in the property sector who were making £100,000 plus a year from property, year after year after year. You see, here's the thing, write this down. Success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. If you find someone that's outstanding at something, you copy them, you're going to get great or amazing results. If you're learning from a friend or a family member who's got 1, 2, or 3, with all best respect, if they've only got 1, 2, or 3 properties, they're still average at something. You wouldn't have a brain surgeon work on your brain who'd only done it 3 times. You wouldn't like that, would you? Because they're still average at it. And if you learn from someone average, you get poor results. So I went and interviewed. I know that success leaves results. So I found the best that I could find. I interviewed 50 people that consistently, year after year after year, make £100,000 plus a year from property. And when I interviewed those people, I asked them all about their journey. Where did they start? How did it look? How did they get to where they got to? Here was the thing. Here was something that was really fascinating. There were 5 core strategies out of the hundreds of property strategies out there. You might have gone to networking events, different property events, and you hear about this strategy, that strategy, the other strategy. There's hundreds out there, and they all sound great when you taught them. 50 people consistently making £100,000 plus a year. Out of the 50, all of them bar one, so 49 of them, use one of just 5 core strategies to get from where they began to financial freedom, never having to work again. They used one of just 5. That doesn't mean the other hundreds don't work. It means, for me, success leaves clues. These 5 work the best. By a million miles, these 5 work the best. This became the foundation for my safe, secure portfolio plan. In the plan, there are 10 key areas that you need to master to an 8, 9, or 10 out of 10. Okay, I know because I interviewed these successful people, and then I went and interviewed, guess what? I went and interviewed a few hundred people that I'd met in my property journey in the first 10 years. These were people, intelligent, articulate people just like you, who had the time, the money, or the experience to build a successful property portfolio to get financially free, and for some reason they never made it. For some reason, they either never got started, they wanted to, they knew about it, they never got started, things got in the way, or they got to 1, 2, or 3 properties and they quit. And we all know 1, 2, or 3 doesn't get you financially free. It doesn't get you your financial freedom dreams and goals. They need maybe 8, 9, or 10 if it's buy to let, for example. So they'd fallen over along the way, and I went and interviewed them. And here was what was fascinating. I was able to identify these 10 key areas. And I can almost guarantee you, if you master the 10 key areas to an 8, 9, or 10 out of 10, I can almost guarantee you, and you go take action. You're going to need to learn them and take action. I can guarantee you, you're going to get financially free. Whatever time you're starting with, whatever money you're starting with, whatever experience you're starting with. But here's the scary thing. If only 1 or 2 of those 10 key areas are missing, I can almost guarantee you, you're going to fail. You're going to fall over along the way and you're not going to make it. That means if you've got the desire, you've got the time, and you've got the money, you will fail if you don't have those missing skills. I want this to land. You've got the desire, you've got the time, you've got the money, but you're still going to fail if you don't have the missing skills. From hundreds and hundreds of interviews, and I've seen it coaching and training hundreds of thousands of people, over the years now. I had the desire, I had the time, and I had the money at the start of my property investment journey, and I have loads of desire. You see what my energy is like, and I almost lost it all. My safe, secure portfolio plan makes sure you don't, and it guarantees your success if you master each of the 10 areas to an 8, 9, or 10 out of 10. So what are the 10 skills that you need to master? To show them to you, I'm going to cut to a training that I gave earlier when I could work with a videographer. So enjoy this training. Let's cut to it now.
So how would you like it right now if I share with you the 10 core rules that you need to master to an 8, 9, or 10? I want to share those with you right now in this video to give you a feel of how this works, and we'll do a deep dive into a couple of those rules. So first of all, let me talk to you about what I call the 5 Ps. The 5 Ps are where I chunk up, first of all, into 5 simple Ps, and then under each of those Ps are 2 subsections, which become our 10 rules. So what are the 5 Ps that you need to master to successfully invest in property? And to be able to help other people in this economy right now today, to help other people over the coming months and years ahead of us, and to help you and your family build an outstanding financial fortress. Here's what they are. The first P is P for purpose. P for purpose. What do I mean by that? You need to be clear with your property investing on why you're doing it. Too many people just gather properties almost by accident. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, and you may have done this, but you move in with a girlfriend or boyfriend and you decide to keep one of the properties that you already had. Now, that was a deliberate decision, I get that, but it was accidental that you became a landlord. That wasn't in the plan. Or you get some money together or some equity in your house and you think, do you know what, I'll use that to buy a property. But it's not part of a long-term vision or a long-term plan. It's just I've got some money, I ought to do something with it, I'll do this. So again, it was deliberate, but it's kind of by accident. It's not part of the bigger vision. So we need to have a really clear purpose. What are we in this for? What are we trying to achieve? Where are we trying to get to? The second P is P for plan. P for plan. If I want to get from here to the centre of town, which is a couple of miles away, if I have a detailed plan that says go down this road, turn right at the roundabout, next roundabout turn left, follow that road along, then take another right, then take the second right. If I have a detailed plan that takes me from here all the way there, or I only have a plan that says go out of the gate and then hope for the best, it's really clear which plan you're more likely to follow. The detailed one that gives you the step by step by step. In fact, it's really clear. I'll set off if I know how to get there. If it's go out of the gate and hope for the best, I'm not even going to set off. I'm going to be far too fearful to even go out there to take the first step. So you need a detailed plan. People go, planning's boring. I say to them, I tell you what, do the boring bit and plan now and be wealthy for the rest of your life. Maybe planning's going to be some good fun. Definitely being wealthy will be more fun. Having that financial fortress will be more fun than worrying about money. So we need to have our purpose right. We need to have a plan. What's the third P? The third P is P for payment. P for payment. Let's say you invited me to a dinner party tonight and you've got all your friends and your family there all around you. I know you can't do that in this environment right now today. But let's assume we're all allowed out again and you do that. And I come and sit with you and you've invited me back. And we're sat with everybody. We're sat there for about an hour. We get an hour in. And in front of everybody, all your friends, your family, your neighbours, I say, hey, how much are you earning? Right in front of everybody. Are you going to invite me back for dinner again? Are you going to want me back in your house again, asking that personal question in front of everybody? The answer's normally no. But here's another question for you. What do you think wealthy people talk about at their dinner parties? That's right. They talk about money. They say, hey, John, what are you earning? And John goes, you wouldn't believe it. I'm making tens of thousands every month in the stock market. And you're like, wow, will you show me how? And John goes, yeah, I'm doing this and this and this and this. It's amazing. And I go, yeah, great, I'll do that too. And then John asks me, hey, Aaron, what are you earning? I say, you won't believe it. Making thousands, tens of thousands in the property market every month. He says, wow, will you show me how? I say, yeah, I'm doing this and this and this and this is how it works. And guess what? The wealthy people get wealthier because they're talking about money. Here's the challenge. If you're like me, this is me now, but back then, back when I started out, I was brought up by a mother who, if a nice expensive car went past, she'd turn to me, 7, 8, 9 years old, she'd say, idiot. And I'd be like, Mummy, what do you mean? She'd say, what an idiot. They've spent 30, 40,000 on a car. She worked for a homeless charity. She was like, that could have fed 4 families for the next 4 years and given them a home. And they've wasted it on a car. I was taught that striving for more money was not a good thing. You know, Uncle Peter came, turned up on our driveway, and he'd got a new job and a new car. And I was like, Uncle Peter, that's amazing. What do you get paid for your new job? I got a clip round the ear. You don't ask about money. That's rude. And you probably are in the same situation. You probably were brought up in the same way. If we're going to want to have a financial fortress, if we're going to want to look after us and our families, we have to learn about money. We have to get comfortable talking about money. Right now, all you hear on the news is about money. And people are literally dying. We're in a terrible, terrible place. You will have people you are concerned about, worried about. You may have people in your family that are ill. And this is a totally terrible place to be. But more of the news is not about the people that are dying. It's about the financial stimulus that's needed. It's about making sure the economy keeps flowing. That's what people are talking about right now. I would rather that you had a financial fortress so you could just focus on those people that are ill. That you could just focus on those people that need help. You could just go out and help whoever needs helping, not worrying about money. You know, if this comes back in 3 or 5 years, or a new strain of it, and it comes back in 10 years' time, or if pensions don't exist in the future, you need to be safe. To get financially safe so you can then love and give back more, you need to make sure you've got that fortress. You need to get comfortable with P for payment. You need to get comfortable talking about money, sharing stories about money, and learning about money. What's the fourth P? The fourth P is P for purchase. Okay? When you buy a house, for most people, the houses that you have bought or spent your time in are homes. When you're buying a home for you and your family, which part of the body are you thinking with? That's right, it's the heart. It's a heart decision. When I bought this home that I'm in now, I'll pay over the odds to get the right house. I want my family to feel safe. You'll be the same. You want your family to feel safe. You want them to be able to nest there. You want them to feel there's a good local school, a good local community. It's a nice, safe, secure area. It's a heart decision. You'll pay over the odds. If you're a property investor, which part of the body should you be thinking with? It's a head decision. It's an investment decision. You're worried about what discount am I getting? You're worried about, is there high demand? It's a numbers. What's the discount? What's the demand? What's the cash flow going to be that I'm going to get from this property? What's the capital growth going to be like? What's that going to look like? It's all a numbers decision. I don't care if I want to live there or not. If 20 other people want to live there, it could be a great investment property if it meets all the other rules. More on that later in the video series. But if it's not, if only 2 people want to live there, I'm going to run a mile because it's not going to rent easily. It's not going to rent well. So we need to understand purchase. Final P, P for profit. P for profit. This is all about making sure that when you invest your money, your hard-earned money, the money that you've worked really hard to save, or the equity you've got in your house that you've worked hard, or a lot of years has created that equity, and you want to do something with it. In equity, by the way, it's earning you nothing. In savings, it's earning you 1% a year if you're lucky, and with the rate drops right now, it's earning you nothing in that savings account. Nothing. So that money you've worked so hard for is earning you absolutely nothing in this current economy. Okay? Profit is about getting multiple returns. What I'm teaching you on this video, I could have just sat with somebody. I could have sat with my friend Joanna and just said, Joanna, let me teach you this stuff. And she learns this stuff, and she has a great day, and I have a great day, but I've taught one person. Or I can do a video like this, and tens of thousands of people can watch it, just like you. And I help tens of thousands of people at the same time. Same effort put in, but tens of thousands return. What kind of returns are you getting on your money? Are you getting 1-for-1 returns, or are you getting 1 to tens of thousands? 1 to many returns on your money? On my safe, secure, rainy day money, I earn 8% per annum. That's my safe, secure, rainy day. I earn 8% per annum. So you can imagine on my invested money, when I invest in the property market and other, I earn a lot more. And I want you to be able to do the same with that rainy day money and with that invested money. It's got to be profitable. It's got to help other people. The more people you serve, the more people you help. That's a great thing. And the more value you add, then the more profit there can be for you. So there are 5 Ps. And when we put that all together, we call that the safe, secure portfolio plan. No investment is risk-free. You want to make sure you're getting the best possible return with the least possible risk. If someone tells you an investment is risk-free, that's crazy. It's not true. But you want the least possible risk for the best possible return. And you do that by having really strict rules in place. People like Warren Buffett, people like Bill Gates, people like Richard Branson, they all have strict rules in place. Whatever you think of them as human beings, they're financially doing well. But they have really strict rules about what they will do and what they won't do. And you need those rules in your financial world too. So let's dive in now and show you the detail that sits under each of these P's. Let's show you some of the detail of what the 2 subsections of each one are and the 10 areas. Okay, so you'll see on the image that I've put up in front of you now that we have the 5 P's around the edge: purpose, plan, payment, purchase, profit. So if I click the clicker now, you'll see that under purpose, we have the clear vision creator and the confident investment formula. Under plan, we have simple selection system and expert team creator. Under payment, we have the proven profit multiplier and the pay-to-play principles. Under purchase, we have stress-free letting system and the powerful purchase plan. And under profit, we have the personal profit producer and the time-tested tax toolkit. When I teach these 10 key areas in my Property Mentorship Academy, There literally is about 15 days worth of content. So I can't possibly, in the next 20 minutes that we've got left together, teach you all the detail all at once right now today. But the good news is this is only the second video in the video series and there's more to come. But for now, what I can do is do two other things. I'm going to give you a free report that comes with this video. So if you look somewhere around this video, you'll see a link where you can claim a free report. And that report will give you this framework and will give you some of the detail that goes within it that I'm teaching within this video. So you want to grab that now so you've got that free report for you to keep, or grab it when you finish watching this video. But in the meantime, what we're going to do is dive into those top two subsections. We're going to dive in and look at the Clear Vision Creator and the Confident Investment Formula. Now, it's a lot easier to teach this with a flip chart. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to my kitchen area where I've got the flip chart set up, and we'll dive in and I'll teach you these two key areas in quite a lot more detail. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Hi again. Right, let's dive now into the Clear Vision Creator, that first part of purpose. Okay, let's imagine that you, me, and 100 people all wanted to look for our financial freedom, our pot of gold, as you were. 500 years ago, you'd put your stick over your back with your possessions on the end of it, and you'd set off looking for your pot of gold. So let's imagine this morning we all met up, and I know we can't come out of our houses right now, but we all met up, and we went and met up, let's say, in Newcastle. So drawing is not one of the skills that I have mastered. So let's imagine that this is England and Wales, and Scotland's up here, and we go all meet up in Newcastle here. Now, our pot of gold, we don't know where it is, but let's assume that our pot of gold was down here in Brighton. Okay. Now, let's imagine we're in a room, there's 100 people sat in it, and the people sat on the right-hand side, they all decide to set off east. They're all going east to look for their pot of gold. Now, if they set off from Newcastle going east, at best, they're going to get wet. In reality, they're probably going to drown. They're not going to find their financial freedom, their pot of gold. The people on the left-hand side are feeling cool. They're thinking, oh, good, we're not drowned. They set off west, different versions of west. It just takes longer for them to get wet and longer for them to then drown. Now let's imagine by perfect chance, Paula sets off in the perfect direction. She's one of the 100 of us, and she sets off in the perfect direction, heading straight towards Brighton. And if I said, who wants to be Paula right now financially, all 100 hands would go up. Everybody would want to be Paula. But wouldn't you agree with me that in life we hit bumps in the road? We're hitting a massive one right now, aren't we? Wouldn't you agree with me, in life we get diversions, we get deviated from our original plan? Does that happen? You'd agree that yes. So Paula set off in exactly the perfect direction to get to her pot of gold. She's going down the A1 from Newcastle, but then she gets diverted and she has to turn off along the M18. Now, if Paula doesn't know where she was originally going, she'd keep going along the M18. She'd have a lovely picturesque drive through Wales, and she ends up joining everybody else in the sea and now drowning. However, if Paula did know where she was going, if she knew exactly what she was trying to achieve, what would she do? What would she do here? That's right, she'd adjust. Then she gets diverted again. She adjusts. She hits a bump in the road. She adjusts. If you do not know where you are going, you have no chance of getting there. If you don't have a really clear vision, and I don't just mean I want £30,000 a year or £60,000 a year, what will you do with that money? What will your life look like? If you don't have a totally clear picture that says, my goal's £60,000 a year, and I work 10 hours a week doing the work that I still love, and the rest of the time I spend in the spa, or I spend on holiday, or I spend with my kids, and I spend giving back, or whatever the picture is for you. If you don't have a really clear vision of what that looks like, you have no chance of getting there. None whatsoever. Let me help to kind of hammer this point home. Let's imagine, what I'd like you to think about is an area in your life right now that's going really, really well. It might be business or finance. It might be your relationship with your intimate other. It might be your relationship with your friends and family. It might be health or fitness. Think of an area going really well right now. And I'm speaking to, a few hundred or a few thousand of you, and I can almost guarantee every single one of you has all picked different things. But in that area, I can also guarantee you'll have a clear vision of what outstanding or great looks like. Isn't that true? Now think of an area in your life that isn't going well. Relationship with intimate other, relationship with family and friends, business, finance, health, fitness. Think of an area not going well. And I can almost guarantee you in that area, you don't have a clear vision of what outstanding or great looks like. Isn't that interesting? So here we need to know, if you want to be successful in any area of your life, I know you're here for property, but I'm talking about whatever area you just mentioned. If you want to be successful, get a clear vision. The subconscious brain, 30,000 times more powerful than your conscious brain. It's your subconscious brain that makes your heart beat. You've been listening to me for half an hour, your heart's been beating, you haven't even thought to make it beat. Whilst you've been listening to me, your skin has been growing. You haven't even thought about your skin, but now you can feel it, can't you? It's growing. That skin's growing with your subconscious brain. It's unbelievably powerful. Give it a chance to help you. If you get clear on your vision, clear on where you want to get to, this has got far more chance of helping you get there. I'm sure that is now making sense to you. So I could teach this for a whole day, but as a start of a 10, there's an exercise for you when you put this video down. Go get a clear vision. Go write, what does it mean? What's the number that you need? But also, what will you do with your life and how will your life look? Let's dive next into the confident investment formula. Let's think a little bit about that, the second part of purpose. And this is my favorite area, by the way. 80% of what we do in life is about this, the mindset. 20% is the what we do, 80% is this. We have to get some shifts up here. The decisions you've made in life so far, wouldn't you agree, have got you to where you are so far? If you want to get somewhere different, you need to make a different set of decisions to the ones that you've made so far. Does that make sense? So we need to think differently. We need to think in a new way. So I want to help you. Let's dive in and just pick out one of these pieces. I know which one we'll use. I'm going to talk to you about 3 different ways of thinking and ways of being. And you'll be all of these at different times during your life, but you'll mainly be one of them. Okay? So let's work with the first one. Let's imagine today that we all went and we decided to learn to play golf. If you're not into sport, think of a hobby or think of any other sport if you're not into, but we go to learn this new skill, and I'm going to use golf for now. So we go and learn to play golf. When we first take up the learning, in the beginning, it's a steep curve, isn't it? We're learning, we're growing, we're learning, we're growing, we're learning, we're growing. You put that golf ball down, you swing that club at the golf ball, and as long as you connect, the first few swings you might not even connect, but once you connect, it's going to travel because it's designed to travel. So it might go 40, 50, 60 yards. But as you're learning and growing, we get to maybe 100 yards, 120, 130 yards. And now you're able to hit it 130 yards. It goes off to the left, it goes off to the right. It doesn't quite land where you want it to land. But you're able to hit it 130 yards. But it's not going any further and it's not going any straighter, whatever you seem to do. And you've reached what I call a plateau. A plateau. Now, by the way, in this learning and growing phase, you might have also gone and bought some golf clubs, which feels pretty nice. And you've invested in some golf kit. And you may even have gone and joined a golf club and you're meeting new people that you've never met before, speaking about new thing that you've not spoken about before. Learning, growing, learning, growing. But again, that becomes samey. You've reached a plateau. You might be 3, 6, 9 months in, you've reached this plateau. Now, the first type of person that I'm going to describe is what I would call a dabbler. A dabbler, okay? Now, what does a dabbler do? A dabbler reaches this platter goes, oh, golf, that's a stupid game. I don't have 5 hours every Saturday and 5 hours every Sunday to play it. Besides, it's winter and it's raining outside, it's miserable. I get blisters on my feet when I play it. I'm going to quit playing golf and I'll go play something else instead. So the dabbler quits the golf and they might go take up tennis. And what happens when they first take up tennis? They take up tennis and they start learning and growing. They learn how to hit a serve better. They learn how to put topspin on their forehand. Maybe hit the backhand back every once in a while. They're learning, they're growing. They might go buy some new tennis kit. They might go get a new tennis racket. Even join the tennis club and meet some new people. Learn, grow, learn, grow. 3, 6, 9 months. But what happens? They reach another plateau. They're like, man, another plateau. And they're a dabbler. So what do? They go, oh, tennis, it's a stupid game. Besides, I don't look good in white without a tan. Besides, I don't enjoy playing this game. I don't have Tuesday evenings free. I'd rather be at home or there's a different club to go to. I know I'm going to give up tennis and I'll go to the gym. And there's loads of dabblers there, isn't there, in January and February? Loads of dabblers. Now, what I'd like to ask you to think about is, have you either in the past or now have been or are sometimes a dabbler? You know, if you're in an event room now, I'd say raise your hand if that's the case. And you'd look around and virtually every single hand would go up. Either in the past or now, have been or are sometimes a dabbler. So what results do dabblers get? When I'm talking about long-term outstanding success, does a dabbler get outstanding long-term success or very little long-term success? That's right, very little. Dabbling doesn't lead to long-term success. But here's the challenge. Can dabbling be fun? Can it be fun trying lots of new things out? My second oldest son, Josh, he is 20 now. But when he was about 17 years old, 16, he was a dabbler in love. He'd ring me up, he'd say, Dad, we're going out for dinner this weekend as a family. Can I bring my new girlfriend? We'd say, great, yeah, bring her along. And we'd get to meet her, and it was lovely to meet her. 4 or 5 weeks later, we'd be going ice skating as a family. Dad, can I bring my new girlfriend along? Can I bring her along? We'd say, yeah, we'd love to meet her again. And we'd turn up to ice skating, new girlfriend. 3, 4, 5 weeks later, we'd be going out for dinner again or Sunday lunch. Dad, can I bring the girlfriend along? Of course, bring her along. And we'd turn up for Sunday lunch, another new girlfriend. Third girlfriend in a few weeks. He was a dabbler in love. Now, here's the thing. Was Josh having fun? Was dabbling fun for him? Hell yes. He was having a great time meeting all these new people, new experiences. Was it going to lead to long-term outstanding love? Never. Never, never, never. Okay? So dabbling can be fun. We're taking the short-term benefit and sacrificing the long-term benefit. You're looking after your immediate self, but not ever your future self when you dabble. Let's look at the next type of person, okay? And people that watch my videos like this, generally, you live in this second camp. This is the place you live. And up until about 8, 9, 10 years ago, this is where I lived. So the second type of person, they take up golf. They're learning, they're growing, they're learning, they're growing. They reach a plateau. Now, I'm going to call this type of person a stressor. I don't even know if that's a word, so forgive me if it's not. But they're a stressor. So what does a stressor do when they hit a plateau? A stressor goes, that person can play golf, that person can play golf, I must be able to do it. So they're down at the driving range every night, they're trying, there's blisters on their hands, they're still trying, they're out there every Saturday, every Sunday, they're putting everything into it. They're trying. And eventually, one day, suddenly, they swing the club back, they hit the ball. It travels 110, 120, 130, 140, 160 yards. And it lands on the green, just 4 feet from the hole. And they're like, yay, yay. They've learned to hit it further. But then what happens? They go up to put the ball. and it takes them 4 putts to get it down the hole. They're like, no! They've reached another plateau because they can't putt now. They need to learn to putt. But this is someone who gets stuff done. That's why I know people that watch my videos. You're people that get stuff done. You're people that take action. You're action takers. You want to improve your life. So this person wants to get stuff done. They're like putting everywhere. They're in the office in the lunch break, putting with a little putter. They're putting around the house at home under everybody's feet. They're putting. They're practicing every minute they can. And eventually, boom, they learn to putt. But then they reach another plateau because they can't chip it on. If they fall short of the hole, they can't chip it up onto the green. So they're trying. A stressor gets stuff done. They get stuff done. They're a great or a good husband or wife. They're good at their job. They're good at any sports they take up. They're good at any hobbies they have. They're a good human being. But their life is exhausting. Because it's all so much effort. Are you willing to admit that either in the past or now, you have been or are sometimes a stressor? And again, if I was in a room of 100 people, virtually all the hands would go up right now. So you're not on your own. You're not on your own. And this is where I lived till 8, 9, 10 years ago. So let me give you a third way. This third way I'm going to call mastery. So what does a master do? They go to learn to take up golf, and they're learning, they're growing, and they reach the same plateau as everybody else. What does a master do? A plateau. I knew I'd reach a plateau. John, you know how to play golf. If I pay, can we go out and have a round of golf together and you can show me how to get great like you? John says, of course I'll take you out. If you're paying, that's great, let's go. Another plateau. I knew I'd reach a plateau. Julietta, you play golf. You're better than me and John. If we pay, would you mind if we go out for a round of golf and you can show us how to be as good as you are? Would that be okay? She says, great, yeah, let's go. Mastery will change your life. It will change your life. And by the way, no disrespect at all to John or Julietta, but in your perfect world, you go find this person here, and you go straight there. Mastery will change your life. You're taking someone else's decades of learning something, decades of practice, and then you're learning it in days or weeks, and you're bringing it into your life right now, today. Right now, today. You know, if you get a golf trainer today, and you get better at golf, you're then going to be better at golf for the next 30 years. You learn it once, and you've got the skill forever. You don't get the golf trainer, and you stay down here, you play golf rubbish for 30 years, and all those days and nights just not being a good golfer. That's simple logic. You know, if you want to lose weight and you hang around with your 4 fat friends and all they do is eat donuts all the time, or you hang around with 4 friends that drink green stuff and do yoga and run everywhere, it's obvious they've got some mastery that you don't have at that point in time. You're going to move in an upward direction. And people say to me things like, oh, I get this, but it's so hard to get around these people. Really? When's the last time you asked somebody and said, you're brilliant at this, I'd love to take you out for dinner and treat you and the family to dinner, will you just talk to me for half an hour about what you know? When's the last time you actually proactively went and tried to really get around these people? Okay? And people say, oh, it's too expensive to get around these people, too expensive to have a personal trainer or a coach at golf or someone to help me with property. Too expensive? Try out not doing it. 30 years of being rubbish at golf, 30 years of having a weak body and not being fit and healthy, 30 years of financially not being strong, financially not having a fortress. Mastery will change your life. If you take nothing else from my video series, you've got to take this. Put mastery into your life and it will change your life forever. Forever. Model people who are doing things brilliantly well. Don't model your friends or people around you if they're not doing things brilliantly well. Love them, care for them, but model people that are doing things brilliantly well.
Welcome back. Now you can see the difference being a dabbler, stressor, and master can make on your life. I hope you make the commitment to ensure you become a property investment master. Make the commitment to learn from the best in the UK so property can quickly make a meaningful difference in your life. In the next video in this series, I'm going to show you how to choose the perfect property investment strategy for you. Remember, there were 5 core strategies that showed up consistently when I did those interviews. I'm going to teach you how to choose the perfect property investment strategy for your personal situation. If you're wondering what the best strategy is for you based on your goals, your savings, your available time, and your level of experience, then the next video will answer all of those questions. Remember, you'll get it in the next couple of days. Make sure I'm saved as a safe sender. Okay. If you skipped, by the way, and you haven't gone back and watched video 1, get that watched tomorrow as well. So you've watched video 1 and 2. And I'll see you again in the next couple of days to cover the 5 core strategies and help you choose the best one for you. Thanks so much for watching this video today. I'll see you in a couple of days. Until then, look after yourself, look after the people you love, invest with knowledge, invest with confidence, create financial freedom. I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.